my final year of high school, I was the best student in English. And then coming to first semester of university, I got D in I got D in an English class. Isn't that Hi guys. So today I'll be sharing my academic story, my journey, and how I got to where I am today. So if you're new to this channel, my name is Victory, and right now I am a master's student. I am studying masters in global health and human nutritional sciences. And okay, so I'll just get right into my story. So in first year, I I started first year at the age of 15, 16. So at that time, I had just finished my WAEC exam. So WAEC exams are like the high school qualifying exams in Nigeria. So I had just finished my WAEC exams, and I was told I was going to start classes online in Canada. So I had to rush back home from the WAEC hall to start classes, and I was just so lost. Like I didn't know how to contact my professors. I was still trying to navigate technology. It was my first time using a laptop. I think, yeah, it was my first time using a laptop. So I was so lost. I was so lost. I'm the first person in my family to go to university. I'm the first child. So there was really no one I could ask questions. So that semester I did terrible. Terrible. I can't even explain, but I did terrible that semester, and I had like a 2.6 GPA. And this is someone that was coming from, best in maths, best in science, best in English. Like you can, I feel like the irony of it all was the fact that I had best in English in secondary school. So in high school, my final year of high school, I was the best student in English. And then coming to first semester of university, I got D in I got D in an English class. Isn't that crazy? Anyways, yeah, coming back, and I just started university right away. It was so intense. It was so intense, and I don't want to go into much detail, but basically I didn't know I could send email to my professors. I didn't know how many courses I was supposed to take. I was only attending one class and doing the evaluations for one class, and then mid semester I realized that I had four other classes I was registered for. And actually the reason behind this was because I didn't handle my admission process, course selection, and all of that. All of it was done by a consultant, and she did have amazing. I can't pin the blame on her. No, it's just, I think I'll just say it was a lack of communication, and I also didn't ask questions as well. So I thought I was doing only one course that semester, but I was actually registered for five courses. So in other courses they had done quizzes, midterms, assignments, everything, and I didn't know. I didn't know that I was supposed to also do those courses assignments, because it was mid semester. I now realized, and then I tried sending an email to my professors through our online learning platform. And then I was expecting them to reply me on the platform, but then I never got a response. And then after the semester, I now found out that okay, I actually needed to download Outlook. Like, guys, I can't even explain. Like, does this even make any sense to you right now? Like it was like my, I don't know. There's something we say in Nigeria that your village members are shaking your calabash. Like that is exactly what it was giving. Because how do you explain, like when I was eventually able to open the email, and I actually saw the replies from my professor saying, "Oh, okay, you know what? We can do this." The proposing solutions to the fact that I had missed half of the semester's evaluations. And guess what? Guess what? It was too late, guys. Like I had already missed so much, and I really thank God that I didn't do too bad, because I could literally have gotten F in those courses. But I thank God that at the end of the day, the most that happened was that I landed with multiple C's, and multiple C's. I think one A. I don't even think I got an A. Like multiple C's and a D. And guys, but that's just beginning of my story. So going from there, second semester, I also didn't do very well in school. And mind you, my plan was to study nursing. And to study nursing in my school, you need to have a certain GPA. And I remember at that time it was really, really high. So after first year, after I completed all my requirements for nursing, I was like, you know what? Let me try. Maybe a miracle would happen, right? And another thing I did was from the summer semester, I just I won't say I found motivation. It's just things became clearer to me. I understood things more, um about the system and how it works and all of that. And that was this summer I also came to Canada. So that was summer 2021. From that summer, I made up my mind that I was going to increase my GPA, especially because I also wanted to get into medical school. And to get into medical school, you need a really, really high GPA. So my drive was increase my GPA and get into medical school. So that summer, from that summer I started working really hard. So that summer I had A's in the two classes I took that summer. So I was hoping that with the A's and the fact that the A's did increase my GPA to like 2.9, I was hoping I would still be able to get into nursing. Wow, how thoughtful of you, Victory. Anyways, I applied to get into nursing. I was rejected. I was like, okay, that's fine, that's cool. And then I I took more courses the next semester, and I worked really hard. I got grades and I was able to get straight A's that semester. I think I had all A pluses or three A's and three A pluses and one A. And then I applied to nursing again and I got rejected the second time. And I was like, okay, what? Maybe I can increase my GPA more. I can't even believe I'm laughing about this now. But then I, yeah, so I applied to nursing. So I worked hard again. The next semester, I also had straight A's, and my GPA was now around like 3.0 ish kind of thing. So I was like, okay, now I might be able to get in. I applied the third time. Guess what? I didn't get in at my campus. I got in another campus outside of my city, and for several reasons, like my age and me being very young. I think I was 17 at that point. Me being very young and being new to Canada and not having any family, any community, and then moving out of Winnipeg to a remote area was very dangerous. So for that, I decided that I and my parents decided that let's just leave it. At the end of the day, nursing is not my final goal. Medicine is my final goal, and since it doesn't really matter what I study to get into medicine, it should be okay, right? So I was like, okay, you know what? Since it doesn't really matter if I study nursing or nutrition or anything, I can always get into medicine. So let me just go for something else. So that was how I settled for nutrition, and it wasn't easy, honestly, because a lot of people knew I was coming to Canada to study nursing, and even after I graduated, people were still asking me, "Oh, did you graduate with nursing? With a nursing degree? So are you now a nurse?" Some people even think I'm a doctor, right? Because in secondary school, I had really good grades. So I got this. I was doing really well. I literally graduated with a scholarship because I was doing well in school. So I was one of the top students in my school at that time. Teachers knew me, everybody knew me, junior students knew me. I was even the study prefect. So you can imagine. So everyone had high expectations of me, and then me, I'm now coming to Canada and then studying nutritional sciences. It's like nutrition, like you left Nigeria to come to Canada to study nutrition. Are you kidding me? But yeah, that's my story. But looking back now, I'm really grateful to God. And I'm not just telling you this story for telling sake. I'm telling you this story because there are things I want you to learn from it. Look at me now. I graduated with a GPA above 4.0. My GPA was 2.63, guys. I'm telling you, it's easier for a GPA to drop than for it to increase. I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this from experience. It's easier for it to drop than for it to increase. From my second year in university to my final year university, I had straight A's. So I was on the dean's list. I had straight A's and a few B's, a few B pluses. But I had straight A's from my first year to my second year to my third year to my fourth year. No, from my second to my fifth year, because I ended up doing 5 years in school instead of four because I switched majors. And guys, the whole point of telling you this is that do not be discouraged. I don't know what your GPA might be right now. I don't know how it might be. Maybe you're planning to get into medical school as well, and you're looking at your GPA and you're just like, oh my goodness, or you're even trying to get into nursing school, but your GPA is not encouraging. If nursing is really what you want to pursue, I'll advise you not to give up. If that is really your passion, I'll advise you not to give up. There's nothing that is not achievable. There's nothing you cannot achieve if you set your mind to it. Okay, guys, so the three major lessons I want you to learn from this are: one, know your why and stick to it. For me, my why was I wanted to get into medical school, and that was why I had to work hard to increase my GPA from 2.6 to 4.0. So, what is your why? For you, it could be you want to get into nursing school. For you, it could be you want to get into medical school. So, know it, recognize it. If possible, visualize it, create a vision board, put it in a corner of your room or on your wallpaper so you can see this vision every day and it will continue to motivate you to move forward. But then again, motivation is not enough, and that's why in one of my videos I have talked about systems and structures and all the things I did to increase my GPA from 2.6 to above 4.0. I keep saying above 4.0. It was a 4.04. I think it was a 4.04. So all the things I did to increase my GPA from 2.6 to 4.04. And I'll link the video above. I highly recommend that you watch that video. There's a part 1 and there's a part 2 to it. I highly recommend for every student. And then the second thing is maximize where you are currently. So even if you're like me and you ended up changing programs, so you ended up doing something you didn't want to study, or yeah, you ended up doing something you didn't want to study, maximize where you are currently. Let me tell you something. Most people end up not working in the field they graduated from. Like, this is not even like myths, this is facts, like statistics. A lot of people end up working in fields they don't have a degree in, or end up not working with the degree they graduated from. I'm not wishing that for you, right? But my point is, do not let it tear you down. Do not give up. Do not beat yourself up. If you ended up having to change programs, maximize the opportunities. Maximize the opportunities. Focus on networking. Focus on building real skills, right? And you'll be surprised to know where that degree would actually take you. You'll be surprised to know that. So do not give up on yourself. Do not beat yourself up, okay? And then the next thing I would say is that everything works together for good. The Bible says in Romans 8 verse 28 that for we know that all things work together for good with them that love God, who are called according to his purpose. So even if it was your mistake, even if it was the devil's handwork, even if it was the devil's orchestration rather, I want you to know that God is able to turn that bad situation around and make it work out in your favor. So do not give up on yourself, guys. Do not give up. Trust God and focus on maximizing what scholarships are available in that program. What opportunities to travel are available. What opportunities to network are available in that program. Look, you can after you graduate, you can always do a master's, right? If you want to work in a specific sector, you can always go on to do a master's, but focus on leveraging the opportunities available in that degree. A lot of the people I know today, I met them in my nutrition degree. A lot of things I know, I met them in my nutrition degree. And my nutrition degree opened doors for me that I don't think nursing would have ever opened. So I want you guys to always remember this. Do not give up on yourself, okay? And I highly recommend watching the video where I talked about the things I did, study hacks, study tips, how I increased my GPA from 2.6 to 4.04. And thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. And I'll see you in my next video. Have an amazing rest of your day. Bye bye.